Hey there Facebook, it is Vanessa here again, your motivational speaker, trainer and head coach from Live, Love, Give. And today's special message is coming to you from an amazing book that I'm reading. I know it's back the front for you guys watching now, but it's Byron Katie's new book, A Mind at Home with Itself. And I'm just loving it. I'm getting some amazing insights, and I wanted to share a special one with you guys, particularly for all of you people pleasers out there, or for anybody who's battled with people pleasing. This is going to be awesome for you guys. It's something that has really solidified in my mind, being on the right course in terms of saying no, and I really wanted to share it with you. So the title of today's topic is all about why saying no is the most generous act of all to all of humanity. And I'm going to dive into why I think that's true and share an amazing quote that I actually read yesterday from this amazing new book from Byron Katie. And what she said was that saying no isn't an act of selfishness, it's an act of generosity, both to myself and to the other. And I want to dive into that, and I want to unpack it for you guys, because there's so much value in it. And that's what I find when, everything that Byron Katie talks into, it sounds like you've just got to rethink about it. You might not get it straight away, and you kind of have to just kind of meditate on it, because it's so profound. And that's why it's exciting to me, because I really believe that everything in life is all to do, our full experience of life is based on our perspective. And when we can shift our perspective, question things, shift it to something that empowers us, then our life becomes totally empowered. And, that's where we start to really live. So what I wanted to sort of unpack for you guys is this whole concept around saying no. And for all of you guys who hate disappointing people, hate being a burden on people, the kind of people that you know what other people's needs are, and you really want to keep them happy. And, but at some stage, we notice that we kind of get to this point where we're not valuing what our truth is, because we're so worried about disappointing, being rejected, all of these things. So we don't say no when we know the real answer for us is a no, and we get into this really unhealthy sort of place where we're overvaluing what our perception is as to what the needs of the people around us are, and we're undervaluing what our truth is, what's really true to us, what's healthy for us. And this only serves to diminish our connection, and ultimately we're not speaking our truth because we're trying to maintain connection. But it's counterintuitive, because that is what our actions are when we're not in alignment with what our truth is. If our truth is a no, then, and we say yes because we want to please the people in front of us, because we want to maintain that connection, we're missing the point that the moment we do not speak our truth, the moment we go against our truth, we have completely diminished the connection and the potential of that relationship. So I really wanted to solidify this for you guys, because that's been a huge part of my journey, is getting outside of the people-pleasing tendencies that I really did live pretty much my entire existence so far, really being able to pick up on the expectations, desires of other people and want to make them happy. It's coming from a good intended place, but ultimately it was diminishing my own self-belief and putting my relationship with myself not in a good place. And you can't build deep connection. You can't build, an extraordinary quality of relationship with anybody who doesn't have an extraordinary quality of relationship with themselves. So the reason why saying no is the most generous act you can deliver to another person is because you are being true to who you are. And when you are true to who you are, when you speak your truth, when you know what your truth is and you operate in alignment with that, then you have created an opportunity to actually build depth of connection with another human being. Because we can't build depth of connection with anybody when we're not being true to who we are. And nobody wants to have somebody in their life pretending to be somebody else. We want to fall in love with who you really are. We don't want some sort of shell of who you are. We want to know who you are. And if we don't know who you are because you're not operating from your truth, you're kind of just lying, even though you're doing it from a place of good intent, you're still lying. You're being dishonest, and we can't build connection with you. We can't trust you. You're not being authentic, and you're jeopardizing why we're all here I really do believe that the purpose of our existence is to love fully and allow ourselves to be loved fully. And, it is our mission and purpose in life to remove the blocks that we have towards that love. And the blocks really are us not owning our truth, stepping into our truth. And I really do believe that the greatest gift that you can give to anybody is your truth. So the longer you go without identifying what that truth is, because you're so caught up in the external world about what everybody else's truth is, or their needs, their desires, and you're not putting any focused attention on uncovering, hey, what does my truth say? What's my internal wisdom say here? What is healthy for me? What allows me to step into my higher self and operate from that realm? The longer you go without tapping into that, the further and further away you go from really tapping into your purpose, everybody's purpose. And therefore, you can't feel fulfilled in your life. You're living this surface level of existence where you're just floating from one external desire, person's desire or way of making them happy to the next. And at the end of the day, you're fleeting, you're up and down and all around because you can't sustain fulfillment because you are chasing that. You're chasing that validation, approval, happiness from somebody else giving that to you in the external world. And at the end of the day, they're in their own emotional existence, probably going from those fleeting moments as well, and we can't control that. So the sooner we tap into our truth and operate from that realm, the sooner we do feel sustained fulfillment, and we give others that greatest gift, showing them what it looks like to be a leader in alignment with your truth, a leader of love, living on purpose, aligning with what's most authentic to you. I really do believe that that's the most inspiring way of being to all of humanity. There is nothing more beautiful, in my opinion, and I'm sure many of you other guys out there will share this with me, that, when we see somebody who's being truly genuine, truly authentic, they've done the work to identify who they really are and have the courage to align with that truth and say no if they mean no, say yes if they mean yes. And it shows us what's possible. We're drawn to that. It's an energy. It allows us to be shown what's possible, and it triggers that truth within ourselves to build that courage and step forward with that as well. And I really believe that, my favorite human quality is courageous vulnerability. And just over the last 2 days, two really special people in my life have really stepped up in this arena, and it has truly touched my heart, and it has truly inspired me, and it's really solidified this message from Byron Katie, to have courageous vulnerability in stepping forward from your place of truth. It is the greatest gift you can give, not only to yourself, not only to the people around you, but also to humanity, because we are all on the same mission to love fully, to allow ourselves to be loved fully, and be on purpose in removing our blocks to love, which is always those people-pleasing tendencies, those ways that we dull down our truth and our authenticity, and we don't step up courageously because of all our fears around rejection, disappointing others, and all of those sorts of things. And ultimately, that only serves to take us away from our true purpose and our true fulfillment from a place of authenticity. So I really, really hope that today's message that I'm sharing with you guys is resonating. I would absolutely love to hear from you if this is of value to you. I'd love for you to share some of your experience, and I really want to challenge you to step up with courageous vulnerability, like a couple of people in my life have really inspired me with over the last couple of days. You guys know who you are. I'm blown away by you. You touch my heart every day. And also, really tapping into this message from Byron Katie, that saying no is the most generous thing that we can do for ourselves and others. It's not a selfish act. It is actually really much more loving, much more kind. It's true. Anything where we are sharing what our true, authentic self feels, that is our greatest gift that we can give to humanity. That is what makes a difference. That is what changes the world in the best way. So really encourage you guys to do that. And definitely, if you guys haven't already, you have to come on over and join the Limitless Potential Inner Circle Facebook community. It's going off. I can't believe it. We're almost at 1,000 incredible human beings in there. And it is growing every day. I'm so inspired by the individuals who are a part of this, who are sharing incredible experiences, from their struggles to their triumphs. And it is so beautiful to see all of you guys engaging with one another, supporting, encouraging, and challenging each other to reach the next level of your limitless potential. And it's just a really inspiring community that I'd love each and every one of you guys to be a part of. So make sure you click on the link and join. And yes, I want to check in with you guys. So definitely let me know if you have any questions, comments, feedback. This is my time. I love it. It's my favorite part of getting to connect with you guys, getting to engage with you guys. So hit me up, and I'd love to hear from you. Lucy's here. I love it. And Judy. Awesome. And Maggie and Andrew and Ibrahima. And Haas is here. I love it. And Ray and Elizabeth and Gozia and Kamal and Elena and Tumas and Kamal. Thanks for being here. And Kenny and Shane and Babette and Saddam and Katerina and Giacomo and Kamal. Random message, but no, I'm not married. But yeah, let's hope that was valuable. And Eric and Michael and Sabri. Eric, I love having you here as always. Thanks for being here. And Jolene and Fuzia and Kamal. Thank you. And Mohammed Dali. I hope I got your name right. I love having you here. And Selma and Murad and Michael. And Taj and Katerina. So true. I'm loving that this is resonating with you. From Greece. Oh my gosh, I love Greece. I love the people. I love the food. It's such an amazing place. I can't wait to get back. So thanks for being here, Katerina. And Shemetra, thanks for being here. And Paul and Simba and Sabit and Rashid and Eric. Oh, you're so welcome. I'm always grateful for you, and I'm loving that you're finding these words inspirational. And Caden's in the house. Love it. And Lewis and Paul, g'day to you. And Ama, and thank you so much. And Caden, awesome message. In a yes culture, no is the most self-respecting word one can speak. The more I use this word, the healthier my life becomes. Just say no. Absolutely, Caden. I always totally resonate with your experience. And yes, I really do believe that every single time you say no, you are saying yes to yourself. When no is the truth for you, you're saying yes to you. And this is the greatest way to build self-belief with the self. Because every time you honor your truth, you can relax into your truth more fully because you trust yourself, because you're backing yourself, because you're staying in alignment. And I really encourage you guys to continue to do that. And yeah, love you sharing your experience as always, Caden. Thank you so much for being here. And Elvisa, thanks for being here. And Frank, I'm not sure I understand this concept. If someone asks for my help and I am capable, why would saying no help the person in need? Okay, let me clear this up for you, Frank, and I so appreciate your question. So I'm not saying that just saying no is the greatest gift that you can give to humanity. What I'm really saying is you stepping into your truth and operating from that place is the greatest gift that you can give humanity. So if no is coming from your truth, then that is the greatest gift that you can give to another. But if with your example there, so if somebody is asking for your help, you're capable and it's in alignment with your truth, then you go with that. Say yes. That is the greatest gift that you can give humanity. So the reason why I termed it saying no is the greatest gift that you can give to humanity is when this is in alignment with your truth. That is absolutely true. And why I wanted to say this, utilize it in terms of saying no is because I really do believe that that is a big struggle for a big majority of the population in terms of when our truth is no, we really have a hard time with saying that. And that's why I wanted to incorporate it that way. But Frank, I would definitely say that if someone asks for your help and you're capable and that speaks to your truth, your higher self would show up and help in that circumstance, then that is the greatest gift. Say yes. I love it. So I hope that was made sense to you, Frank. Thank you so much for being here and for your question. I always appreciate it. And Kay, thanks for being here. And Rashad, it's valuable to you. I love it. And Luca and Tony's here and Yusuf and Tumas. Nice to see you again as well. Thank you so much for your kind words. And Jeannie's here. I love it. And Marina and Mel and Kaden. What's the most vital thought you have when you need extra courage in saying no? What's the most vital thought you have when you need extra courage to say no? I love your questions, Kaden. This is awesome. So what I actually do personally is when I feel that, that kind of anxiety around like, oh, I don't want to say no. I feel like I'm going to let this person down. And what I actually do is I future project. So I look into my future and I think about, okay, if I say yes, what does this look like? What does this feel like? How is this going to serve this connection? And if I say no, what does that look like? What does it feel like? And how's it going to serve the connection? So my highest value in life is depth of connection. I don't want anything else. If I don't have depth of connection, like there's no point. And in order to get depth of connection, we have to be truly authentic and we have to speak from a place of truth. And anything outside of that is holding us up. It is putting a block to that depth of connection and that love. So that's what I do. I get outside of the moment and that fearful moment of disappointing in the moment, and I look to what is my intention here? What is going to best serve towards depth of connection with this person? And that gives me that extra bit of courage, because when we align with what our values are, then that generates courage. Every time we align with what matters most to us and what's most authentic to us, we generate more and more courage. We generate more and more momentum towards making better decisions in alignment with that truth. And then for me, ultimately, that depth of connection is all that I'm really, really working towards. So I hope that answers your question there, Kaden. Like I said, I really do believe that the purpose of everybody's lives at the end of the day is to love fully and be loved fully and remove the blocks toward love. So if we get outside and we future project and we get in alignment with that purpose, then it can generate higher levels of our courage to say no if our truth is no, and get outside of the surface level in the moment little fears, this little childish fears, and remind ourselves that that keeps us away. That just puts another block between us and our purpose to love fully and be loved fully from a place of courageous vulnerability. So I hope that resonated with you, Kaden. I always appreciate your intelligent questions. Thank you so much. And Nikhil, you're so welcome. I love having you here. And Stephen and Rashad, I'm scared to say no. I'm doing my best. Can you give me tools how to? Greetings from the Netherlands. I love having you here, and thank you so much for your question there. Rashad, I think it taps into what I just answered with Kaden just then. So what I would say is that when we are scared to say no, we are so hyper-focused on the external. We're so hyper-focused on gaining our validation, approval, fulfillment by making others happy and making sure that they're happy with us. That is really shining a light on the fact that we are not looking after our internal world, and we're not clear on what's true to who we are, and we're not aligning with that truth, because we're kind of handballing our fulfillment into the external world. And that puts us in this really fearful zone where we're too scared to say no, because it's kind of like death of the identity, because we're not looking after ourselves in the internal place. And I'm going to give you an answer which you might not like, but you just have to go for it. You have to take the action in spite of your fears. You have to have the courage to say that first no, because the sooner you do, you start going on that path of building that next piece of momentum and courage, because you're building that trust within the self. Like I said earlier, every single time you align with the truth of what's going on inside, if a no is where you really feel is right for you, but you're getting caught up in the fear of saying no and you're getting really scared, I'm telling you, you have to take the action. Inaction breeds fear and doubt and keeps you stuck and small. And taking action breeds confidence and courage, but you have to take that first step. So say no to the little things and start building that momentum. Make it your mission. Do it this week. Start saying no. Start taking a moment before you say yes to things. Check in with yourself. Take a breath. Say, what's my truth here? And then start saying no, to the little things. If you're saying yes to little things like, oh, can you go get me that? Can you pick this up for me? Can you do this thing? And really you're like, I don't really want to. Start saying no to those little things. Start building that trust within yourself. You'll gain momentum, and that's where you start to build the courage, the confidence, and you start trusting yourself from a place of, you no longer worry so much about the response you get in the external, because you're so centered and strong within yourself that you don't take it personally. You see it for their own fears, and then you can meet people with understanding and compassion and not make it mean anything about you. And that is a true place of strength, one in which we are all on that journey to get towards. So, Rashad, I appreciate you. I appreciate your questions. I really hope that my answer then resonated with you. Let me know. And thanks for joining from the Netherlands. I love that. And Mammy from, Mammy here. Nice to hear you. Thank you so much, and thank you for being here. And Billy and Selma, you're so welcome. And ND, thanks for being here. And Mohammed Ali, awesome, thanks for being here. And Tony, great value in what you're saying. Saying no means saying yes to yourself. Absolutely. It's definitely, what was I just thinking then? It's the cost of, I forgot. But yes, like when we say no to others, it opens up space and freedom that we're saying yes to ourselves. So I love that resonated with you, Tony. Thanks for sharing. And Frank, loving that was inspiring. And Fernando, thanks for being here. And Muhammad Ali, I have a problem to say no, so I face a lot of issue. I hope that my answer just before to Rashad answered that question for you. Let me know, Muhammad Ali. Thank you for being here. And Bridie, this is just what I needed. Grateful that this hit you just as you needed it. Bridie, thank you for letting me know. And Nicole, do you recommend to follow a person on being positive relation even after the person has said no in the first place? Do I recommend to follow a person on being positive relation even after the person has said no in the first place? Nicole, I'm not quite sure exactly what you're meaning with that question. What I'm sort of gathering from what you're saying, this is my perception of what you've put there, is if somebody has said no to being in relationship with you, do you continue to follow that person? I think that's what you're saying. Can you just clarify that for me? And I will be happy to answer that for you. And Martin, thanks for being here. And Samuel and Jeremy and Caden. And I love your answers. Saying no means saying yes to the self. That's an excellent quote. Awesome. Depth of connection outside of the moment. Yes, always think ahead. Thank you. You're so welcome. And I'm grateful that resonated. And Haas, learning more and more how to live in alignment with my truth every day. You're so welcome. And thanks for being an inspiration to me as always, Hassani and Hassani. Oh my gosh. kill me. I keep doing it. But I appreciate you so much. And Max and Aaron and Jared's here. I love it. And Andrew and James and Gurmeet. Eric, it's always a pleasure and helpful for me watching you live. Oh, I'm grateful for that. Your words always put me in a better mood and give me courage to keep going forward. 1,000 thanks to you. Oh, 1,000 thanks to you, Eric. Thank you so much for touching my heart with your kind words. I'm so grateful that you're finding value in these messages. Really, you guys are the reason why I do what I do. So I'm so appreciative to you guys. And you're so welcome, Rashid. And Simona, thanks for being here. And Gurmeet and Muhammad Ali, you're so welcome. I'm grateful I've opened up your eyes. And Farah, trusting yourself, say no and taking action. That's brilliant. Awesome. I love that this is resonating with you, Farah. And Murad, make very big place in your heart for me and the entire human race. Heal the world. Absolutely. Love that. And Eric, you definitely opened my eyes about what I'm facing right now. Great. So grateful to hear that, Eric. Keep going. That's awesome. Okay. Yes, Nikhil, thanks for clarifying your question here. Even we have a good relation with the person, however, the person said no to work with you in terms of business or partnership, then do you recommend to be in touch with the person for the sake of the positive relationship? Okay, so Nikhil, what I would say to you is that you have the answers within you. So only you are in that experience. I don't have much context around you or the person and the situation, but what I would say to you is that trust yourself. What feels right to you? A question that I always ask myself when I'm in a bit of confusion is, what would my higher self do in this situation? Would my higher self continue in relationship with this person, or would my higher self be grateful for that relationship and everything that has happened up until this point, and move on. And we don't need to have, well, I don't believe that we have to have every single person in our lives for the rest of our lives. Sometimes people come in and out of our lives and they serve that purpose. They allow us to learn lessons, to grow and whatever. And we need to take it upon ourselves to check in with the self, know what it feels absolutely right and authentic for us, and operate from that realm. Life is all about tapping into our truth and aligning with it. That is how we move and shift up to the next level of our limitless potential. Hope that resonated with you, Nikhil, and definitely let me know. And Safan, I'm loving that you're agreeing here. And Ron, thanks for being here. And Robert, you'll never fail until you stop trying. Absolutely. And don't learn the lessons. That's my definition of failure, is not learning the lesson. And other than that, and trying. A great one as well, Robert. Go for it. Definitely. So I love that. And thanks for sharing. And yes, Safan saying no. And Melissa, thanks for being here. And Muhammad Deli, thank you so much. And same to you. And Mammy, from London. Awesome. I love it. I love London as well. You're so right. I totally understood you so much. Thanks for your words of encouragement. You're so welcome. And I'm grateful that this resonated. And Samuel, thanks for being here as well. Guys, that is my message for you guys today. I really hope that it resonated. I hope it got you thinking. I hope it got you questioning, how authentically are you showing up? And what fears are coming up for you when you have to say no? Remember that if you are really struggling to say no to others, you need to stop overvaluing how you feel like they're going to respond, and make it alert you to the fact that you need to stay more true to your truth, because that's going to allow you to start gaining more and more momentum to build higher levels of trust within the self, confidence, courage, and get to a place where you can just fully align with the truth of who you are in every single moment, so that you can ultimately build the depth of connection, live on purpose to love fully and be loved fully. And ultimately, that is the greatest gift that you can give to the rest of humanity, to be in alignment with your truth, no matter what that is, and no matter the responses you get from the external world. So I hope that resonated. And Murad, you're so welcome. And Elizabeth, hope you catch the recording. And Adrian and Leica for joining me now. I hope you guys catch the recording, get a ton of value from today's message. And And that is it from me today, guys. I am sending you all of my love, light, blessings, gratitude, energy, enthusiasm, everything extraordinary coming to you to wherever you are in the world today. I'm sending you so much love, so much appreciation, and I would love to hear any questions, comments, feedback from you guys. You guys light up my world. I always love getting to connect and engage with you each and every day. Sending you so much love, and I will see you guys tomorrow.